Hello.
Hello.
I'm sorry.
Hello. I didn't actually know we were going live right this very second. That's fine.
I asked if you were ready, and you said yes. So,
Okay, then.
Hello. We are now live.
Yes, I'm glad I'm the last to find out. How is everyone doing? Who is here? What time is it where you're at? What is the weather like, and how are you feeling?
Yes. Sure. Let's go with that.
You had other questions in mind?
I had no questions in mind.
Okay.
I was doing things, and then Matilda said that, hey, it's time to go live now. And then I apologize if we're a little bit late. So anyway, for those of you who have no idea what you are watching.
It is us.
It
That's
is
where
us.
you're at right now. Yes.
Yes. We are, yes. Hello. My name is Marcus.
Let's start at the very...
Says down there.
Yes. I'm Matilda.
Yes.
I can't point.
And this is our second world building stream, our fourth stream, all in all, for this story. And what we are doing is we are plotting and planning and world building for a story that we are going to write together. And we are taking your help to do that.
Yes.
And yes.
Yeah, we've come up with a lot of good things over the past 3 streams with you guys' help. I just assume that some of you who are here now have been here before. If not, people who've been here have been helpful, and
Yes.
we've benefited greatly from that. And we've come up with a lot of good things. We have a concept. We don't have a full plot. We don't have a whole world, but we have a concept that we're really excited about. And we are here today to continue with that, specifically with the world building, but it all tends to blur together a bit. That we think of something for the world building, and then, oh, this character could happen, and it all just jumbles a bit. So,
which is generally how it works.
Yes.
When I at least plan a story, there is no distinct, now I am plotting, now I am world building. I usually come up with, oh, I'm plotting and plotting. How does this work? And I need to go over to world building to figure out what how things work in the world, because otherwise I can't plot.
Yeah, and I don't plot or world build. So I'm just going to go off of what Marcus is saying and say that this is normal and this is totally what to expect.
Yes.
So do you want to recap what we did yesterday or thus far, or should I try to do that? Or as usual, we're prepared.
I can do it, but you can also do it.
Yeah, feel free to do it.
I will do it. Hello, Ayana. Welcome.
Hello, welcome.
How are you doing? Answer that while I am. I'm gonna just do a quick recap of what we have so far, of the most important things we have so far, because we have more than this, but it'll take far too long to actually go through everything we have.
Yes.
So, we are going to write a fantasy YA that is set in a secondary world. The world has humans, shapeshifters, and elementals as the kinds of creatures that exists.
I mean, probably also like horses and chickens, but...
Probably, but yes. Yeah, hello, Moonpetri.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome. Happy to have you here. Our first main character is a shapeshifter who was adopted into the royal family of a particular human country. Her mother is the youngest sister of the current ruler, but ran away to live with the shapeshifters once she was younger because #true love.
Of course.
And she then adopted our shapeshifter as part of her family. We don't know if that shapeshifter was also adopted by the other parents in this. There are 3 parents. Or if she's the biological child of one of them. We don't know. Doesn't really matter at the moment. In order to become ruler of this human country that the main character's mother is from, the heir of that country has to go through a quest to gain the powers of all of the elementals, which are air, earth, electricity, fire, metal, plants, and water. This quest is very dangerous and potentially deadly. And the quest is basically that the heir wakes up with a non-elemental power one day. Our MC wakes up with the ability to heal others.
Yes.
And once they do that, they have 6 months to finish this quest or they will die.
I'm just here for sound effects and
cool.
mimes. Yeah.
Sound
effects and mimes. Continue.
Yes. And so they go to each elemental territory and there they do a trial for that element. And there's no specific order that everyone does the trials. And each trial is very difficult. And again, potentially deadly. If you survive that trial, you will either have the elemental power the next day when you wake up, which indicates then that you have passed and you can move on to the next trial. Or you will not wake up the next morning because you have failed and you are now dead. And the reason that you can fail the quest, even though you survive the trial itself, is that each trial is meant to teach or test a virtue that is good for the ruler to have. And if you survived without learning anything or proving that you already possessed this virtue, you still failed and don't deserve to be a ruler, and therefore you die.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you die, then the next person in line is going to wake up one day with their own non-elemental power, and they now have 6 months to finish the quest. This is provided that the next person in line is either at the right age or in some way ready for it, according to the magic that makes this happen.
Yes, and that is still something we have to figure out what makes you ready.
Yeah.
Is it a certain age or something else?
Yeah. And basically whoever survives all of the trials has all of the elemental powers now, and they are eligible to claim the throne. And we don't know yet if they ascend the throne immediately and the current ruler has to step down, or if they ascend the throne when the current ruler dies. That's something that we're potentially going to find out today.
Yes.
Hello, AD. Welcome to the recap. Luckily, you already know all of these things because you've been here. So, yes. The ruling family, they claim to be, and people believe that it is chosen by the gods to rule, as is proven by this quest and the powers that they gain. And they also claim that this is something that goes in the family. It's very important to be of our blood to we are the only ones worthy of this. However, whenever an heir does wake up with their power, so does a random commoner. The intention of the magic or the gods or whoever of us is that the person from the ruling family and the commoner are meant to both manage their trials and then rule together. And my thinking here is that the heir is that there to, like, the person from the royal family is there to provide continuity, and the commoner is there to provide new ideas and the perspectives of
commoners,
the people. Yes. But the ruling family doesn't like this idea, so they keep that information, the information that there are actually two people, tightly guarded, and they search out and kill the commoner each time because they don't want to share power. We also don't know if this has been going on for generations or if this is a relatively new thing. I kind of like the idea that it's been going on for generations. Yeah. So in our story, the shapeshifter, MC, main character, for those of you who don't know that, wakes up with the power to heal others from injuries. No one expected this to happen because they all thought you had to be blood related to the ruling family to be eligible. But it happened because she's part of the family. And so she and her best friend has to leave the shapeshifters, go to the mainland, and get through the trials. The current ruler, doesn't want the shapeshifter to rule because this would prove that it's not their blood that's important, as they have been saying for generations and generations. Our second main character is going to be the commoner that is meant to co-rule with the shapeshifter. We don't know anything about them yet.
Nope.
And we will write this book. Matilda is going to write the shapeshifter main character. I'm going to write the other main character, and we're going to begin separately. And then when they eventually meet, the stories are going to converge, and we don't know if from then on it's going to go parallel or from then, like, they're going to meet and then split up and then meet again. Depends on the plot.
Yeah.
And I believe that is the most important parts of what we've come up with so far. Do you feel like I missed anything?
No, I think those are the most important things. I feel like there are a lot of things that we don't have figured out with this. There was something you said like the last 2 seconds. Well, I mean, how the shape-shifting works, for example, we need to figure out. But I think those are the most important things.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Anyone in the chat who feels like we have left out something very important?
Hello, Teresa.
Hello, Teresa.
Oh, what kind of wave was this? I have no idea. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. And while you guys answer, if that sounds like a good, if we've missed anything, or if you like it, or whatever, we have cake.
We do have cake.
Oh, this is a mud cake fudge rocky road mix of everything, and it sounds amazing.
And it tastes amazing.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Moon is asking, so what are the sorts of things that you're hoping to address in the world building process today? Well, Marcus has a bit of a list. I don't know if you intend to share that or not.
Yeah, I intend to share that.
Okay.
I will do it right now.
Are you also going to share the map?
Yeah, we're getting to that.
There's a map.
So, the things that we are thinking of. Sorry, just gonna make that a bit bigger. Can you read this?
I can see it. So let us know if you guys can too.
Yeah.
Or if you can't.
Yes, we can make it bigger, but so yeah. Teresa has a semla, which I think is very unfair. I mean, we have the cake, but still. The things we are hoping to address today is how long ago did the shapeshifters get driven off land? Because that matters in how much our shapeshifter MC is able to know about the human world.
Yeah.
And I mean, in this is also sort of like, what is the relationship between shapeshifters and humans now? We also want to know what the monetary system it looks like for humans and for shapeshifters, because that will be important for. We're not going to go into detail in the monetary system, but we need to know a little bit.
Is it coins? Is it bartering? Is it?
Yeah. We're going to be looking at the map. We started doing that last week, and then we didn't really get anywhere because maps are difficult. But now I have a base map suggestion for what this area of the world is going to look like, and we're also going to figure out again what happens when the air manages the trials. Do they inherit the throne immediately, or once the ruler dies? And the thing I have here in blue is that both implies that the story does not end if and when these two characters manage the trials, because the current ruler is going to be objecting to them ruling. So it's not going to step down, and it's also going to probably try to kill them so they don't inherit when the current ruler dies. And we also want to find out a little bit about how shapeshifting works. What can they shapeshift into? How easy is it? How do they do it? Like basics about that. And then we'll see if there's anything else that we run into that we feel like we need to.
Probably will we.
Probably.
Yeah. So do you want to just start off stretching, big stretch, ow, pain.
I do not want to start off with that now.
Okay, I got that out of the way. It's fine.
Good.
Do you want to go from the top and down, or do you feel like figuring out the map is more urgent than figuring out the monetary system, and so on?
In a way, I feel like figuring out. I'm gonna move. The map is, I want to say, sort of less important than the other things because we haven't gotten there yet in the plotting. These first ones are questions that we started asking when we were plotting, so it's probably more important that we figure them out at this stage.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any question marks from the recap that Markus gave you, and you're like, oh, what are elementals? No, but like if there's anything that we've sort of skipped over or skimmed through, that's not English. And you're like, oh, but you haven't figured out how this works. Please let us know, and we will add to this list.
Yeah.
Because or if you just have questions in general related to this, I will not answer.
Oh, no personal questions, please. Yeah, no, but if you have any questions or suggestions or anything at all, do let us know in the chat. This is always a lot more fun when the chat is active and involved. That's why we're doing this as live streams and not just sitting here ourselves.
Yes.
And yes, Moon, we have a time limit of 6 months, so something about the calendar system might be useful. I will write down calendar.
Cool. Now?
Yeah? Okay, so do we start with a little bit of history?
Maybe, yeah.
Or is there anything else that you would rather start with?
No, I'd rather start from the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And my spontaneous thought to, how long ago were they driven off? That brings me back to MC1's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, we should name them soon, but
we really should.
Yeah. Put that on too, naming MCs.
Okay.
Either way, the mom of the shapeshifter MC ran away because #TrueLove, which we kind of assumed #TrueLove was true love with a shapeshifter or 2 or 5. Not just like, oh no, I want to leave court because I fell in love with this goat. Shapeshifter. And then ended up with the shapeshifters. I think there should be a connection over there that I ran off to be with the shapeshifters, to live with them. And if it's been like 200 years since humans and shapeshifters were separated, how did they meet? How did she reach them? How,
Yeah.
There are a bunch of questions there.
This has nothing to do with what you're saying, but I'm going to bring up some pictures of semla because Moon doesn't know what they are. These are semlor.
They're overrated.
They are amazing. They are buns, a very specific kind of buns, and there is not marzipan.
No.
Can you Google what that is in English?
Sure.
And there's cream, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
It's traditional fika, which is the traditional day to eat it is on Tuesday.
Yeah. Not every Tuesday. This specific Tuesday.
This specific Tuesday.
Yeah. If we direct translate the innards of the thing, it's almond mass, but it's like basically an almond paste.
Yeah.
And then there's cream, and then there's more cake, and then there's like powdered sugar on top.
Yeah.
It's overrated.
It's amazing. Anyway, yes.
Yes, the kind of cake I'm eating is or we were eating, it's like a chocolate cake with a fudge coating and marshmallows and toffee and Rocky Road inspiredness, and it's great and very, very sugar.
Yes. We are not going to have an argument of Finland versus Sweden here.
But you are wrong, maybe.
Yes.
It's not even an argument. No.
I mean, not wrong exactly, but it can be called twice.
Can I call twice?
They can be called twice. If they don't pick up the first time, you can call them again.
This wasn't gonna. Our Thursday streams always turn into food, but this wasn't gonna. Okay, fine, food. Put food on the list. Do they eat semlor?
Do they eat food?
Yes.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah. No, but I'm questioning like how long ago. It has been 200 years ago since the humans and shapeshifters stopped talking and stopped, mingling. Yeah. How did she get there? But if it was 30 years ago, then the difference, if it was 30 years ago, I feel like the shapeshifter MC won't be like, oh my god, humans! Because she's never met them, but it's still too close in time. Or too close in...
I have a response. I'm just going to go open our balcony door because I'm very, very warm.
Yeah. It's Shrove
Tuesday thing. Yes, it is.
What's Shrove Tuesday?
It's the Fettesdagen. Yes.
Huh.
It's when you start.
Oh,
it's
makes
it's
sense.
related to the fastan.
The fast.
The fasting.
Yes.
There's an Anyway,
very, very yes.
Yes. What I was gonna say, if you were done.
Yeah. I said the same thing twice and talked about cake in the middle. So yeah.
Cool. I was gonna say that I think for the purpose of like culture shock for your main character, it feels like it would be better if it was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Like at least a couple of generations.
Yeah.
And I believe that there is still Lent. That is the name. Yes. Like there are options for how the mom could have ended up in
Why are they smoking?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We have a problem that it gets very warm here because these are south-facing windows, but also our neighbors really like to smoke. So whenever we open the door, they start to smoke, and
it's almost like they have an alarm on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avi had a couple of suggestions. It could be that 40 years ago they tried to reestablish relations to shapeshifters after a long history of strife, and there were shapeshifters at court, and she fell in love.
Yeah.
But then she ran away, and now everything is just worse.
I love you, Avi. Thank you. Thank you. Just to do that.
I also had a thought of what if, because we don't really know if shapeshifters are pirates, and if so, how piratey they are. But it could be a shapeshifters attacked ship she was on, and she fell in love with them because
Stockholm syndrome.
No. I was thinking like maybe they're not pirates. Oh, we're gonna attack and we're gonna kill you all. But rather, there are things we need from humans that we can't get. We are going to attack ships. We're going to very peacefully just grab what we need and then let them go. And if they were much more like peaceful than expected, or she was in a shipwreck, saved by shapeshifters.
Of those three, I prefer the shipwreck or the
or
what Avi said.
Avi's, yeah.
Yeah. I will say though that we did also talk about the mom running away because true love, and we also said she ran away from an arranged marriage.
True.
That was her secret.
Yeah.
So, could be that she was arranged to marry someone, and then there were also shapeshifters at court, and then she ran away. Like,
yeah,
it could be combined.
Yeah.
Or her ship was shipwrecked on the way to her marriage, and she was saved, and then.
Or she ran away to a ship and that was shipwrecked, and shapeshifters saved her.
Yeah.
There are many options here.
Many options.
But I think the conclusion to how long ago the shapeshifters got driven off land is a fair while ago.
Perfect. Very specific. I love it.
No, but like at least 100 years.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we can start there and don't need to figure out it was exactly 347 and a half years ago.
Yeah. Can we just what constitutes a generation? Is a generation 20 years? Is a generation could also be different in this world, I assume.
Could be different. Generally speaking, a generation is 30 years. As a
really?
Yeah.
Huh, that's long.
Because, I mean that's when I think that is based on like at the age of 30, it's reasonable that you might start having kids, and then that's the next generation.
But then generations must have been shorter in the past because people had kids earlier.
They didn't actually.
They didn't?
No, they didn't.
Huh.
They usually as a short fact about history, the rich got married very, very young, far too young. Common people didn't get married until 25, 30 because they needed to work up to it. They needed to go to work and save up money and all of that. So it was very uncommon to get married like as a teenager.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But yes, 80 says maybe the pirates saved her ship from a storm at sea. Yeah. It could be that they try to buy or barter things and that humans refuse, and then the humans say they're uncivilized and pirates, but they're just being judgmental. True. Maybe that's actually a thing what they try to do is buy things. But since humans and the shapeshifters don't have the same idea of what's valuable and not, they maybe are not offering the right things or not offering in the right way. Maybe the language barrier is a thing as well. And yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. One thing to bear in mind, though, with the whole stormy sea thing, we did say in the past that the pirates are protected and protect the water elementals, and the water elementals control the sea, basically, the ocean, the storms, those things.
I mean, I'm wondering then if maybe the water elementals don't always, like, they are not always the one who have created, because I mean, I feel like they can't really control weather as such. Storms are very complicated in how they appear, but they can maybe calm the water enough during a storm to get people to safety and things like that. Maybe.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. But at least 100 years, and the relationship is bad because how valuable things are, and
I mean,
bartering versus paying and those things.
Yes. I mean, basically, I want to say it's the humans' fault because I always want to say this humans' fault.
Yes, same.
No, but humans refuse. Like, humans think shapeshifters are barbarians and uncivilized.
Yeah.
And shapeshifters probably think the same of humans. And so they've sort of given up trying to have good relations, but yeah. And they have no like political or diplomatic relations. Shapeshifters just want to trade humans. Because they don't use money.
No. Yeah. I'm also just wondering, like, do all humans hate shapeshifters? Do all shapeshifters hate shapeshifters hate humans? Or is it more like, yeah, we don't ever see them around, we don't really understand them? Because I'm wondering, is there a difference between, like, humans who live in coastal cities versus people who live, in the middle of the country and are never encountering shapeshifters? Is there a difference there?
I mean, I would imagine at the very least, since the current ruler has their extreme hatred towards shapeshifters, at the very least, since they started feeling that way or got into power or whatever, propaganda in the human world has been that shapeshifters are pirates, they are uncivilized, they will kill you on sight, you can never trust them because you don't know what they really look like. All of those things. And then there might be, like, maybe there is one coastal area or one island just outside of the mainland that has, like, okay, but we do trade with shapeshifters because we know that they're good, but we also have to keep that a secret because this is illegal. It's probably illegal to try to be
mix
friendly
with
with shapeshifters.
Yeah. No, because I'm just thinking if we have, again, if water is water elemental territory, maybe not all water, but I'm thinking like oceans.
Not all water.
Exactly. If they are the water elemental territories and the shapeshifters are, or at least are believed to be protecting these water elementals, I'm just wondering if any human ever ventures out on water. Like, do they ever take ships to other countries? Do they ever fish? Do they ever swim?
I mean, I would imagine that, like, maybe they don't go out too far from the coast, depending on what the rest of the world looks like. But I could imagine that maybe it's a case of, like, never be so far away from land that you can no longer see land. Because then that is dangerous. That's where the shapeshifters will get you. Maybe.
Yeah. Quick thought, though.
Yeah.
I feel like the shapeshifter MC can't be the only one with a human parent. There has to be some other humans.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Who have mingled with shapeshifters.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I spontaneously, I want to say that the propaganda is worst away from the coastline. Like the humans who live on the coastline, who have little fishing villages or whatever, they are the most likely to interact with shapeshifters, maybe have interspecies relationships, maybe trade with them, maybe learn from them, like help them, all those things. But the further away you get from the coast, the more inland you go, the more, no, the shapeshifters are dangerous and I don't trust them.
Maybe. I do want to say it's probably like if I want to say that if it's illegal, if it's like on penalty of death, you cannot hang out with shapeshifters. Coastal regions also wouldn't do it, even if they don't have the hatred, maybe.
No.
But they probably still have, can't do it, at least not openly. And maybe the older generations are more fine with shapeshifters, but the younger has been brainwashed more to either way. In general, the relationships between shapeshifters and humans are bad. Shapeshifters might have some in with some area of humans, but not openly because illegal. Let's see where we're at in the chat. History fact, yes. Potential unspecific or specific reasons, bad relations. It could be a long history of misunderstandings and bad people and political events. Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably been going on like worse or better at some times, but there's been tensions for a very, very long time. Now I'm just imagining a peninsula somewhere with a tiny human village that have good relations with a small shapeshifter trader, and that's the source of shapeshifters' pearls and items. Yeah, in human lands. Yeah. I could see that. I could see that. Like, oh, we're a tiny village. We are actually very rich because we're the ones selling all of this, but we can't show that because then people will ask, and like. That's probably, in that case, that's probably where your MC ends up when she first gets to land. Rivers will probably be human safe, and also lakes, probably. We haven't decided, but I think the water elementals probably actually live in the ocean, even though they're.
That's what I've been thinking, for the most part, at least. Or maybe, I mean, if 150 years ago, humans were on water and shapeshifters were on land, and suddenly, all all shapeshifters to the waters. Well, that doesn't explain the elementals. Never mind. Yes.
Okay. Moon is asking, where's the ruler? Is there a capital city? And would that be in a very landlocked place? I'm going to show you the map in a moment. The map that I've made, and we'll see if it's approved of. But yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it also depends on how large the human country is. If it's a big country, then I think that the coastal regions would be more friendly and even interact with them. Because if it's big, then areas would be able to rule themselves more independently. If the country is smaller, then the ruler's law would be more firm. Yeah, that makes sense. That also depends a little bit on like what education looks like. Are there like, because in a larger country, in order to keep that, keep the law everywhere, you would need a good bureaucracy, and you would need schools. In my thinking, at least, you would need schools that are mandatory so that you can brainwash the kids into believing what you want them to believe. That's what a lot of schools were at the time. But back in the day,
Brainwashing places.
Schools there was a lot about brainwashing. It's still a lot about brainwashing in some places, but still. I'm going to show you the map. And
looks very wet.
Yeah. This is what I made the landmass out to look like, with some mountains here and here and a thick forest, more mountains, and then let's see if I can I zoom? I can.
Ooh, you zoom. Is that the capital?
No, that's not what I wanted to do.
You did drown the capital.
Yeah, well, who cares about the capital? That's what I want to do. Yeah. Can I want to just move I don't know how this works. Anyway, the capital I was thinking would be here.
Zoom out a little bit again?
Yeah.
Because I don't think everyone saw that. Okay.
Why can't I is there no grab the
capital.
Grab the thing. I don't know how to do that. Anyway. Yes, so the capital is down here. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but
I can see the cursor, yeah.
The cursor, yes. I placed the capital here in this like U-shaped lake. Not in the lake, but by the lake, because water is still good.
A resource.
Yeah. But if they don't like the ocean, they would probably be by the lake. What's my thinking?
Yeah.
Especially if the lake is like fresh water.
Yeah.
Water you can drink.
Yeah.
Then that's extra good.
Yeah. And the islands to the left is the siren territory.
The shapeshifter territory. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That gave them a lot of territory. I don't know if we want them to have quite this many islands, but yeah.
We can erase them if we need to.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Teresa.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Drive
safe.
So it makes sense to have the city there and use the water for transportation, etc., but away from the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a river or something running from the ocean to there as well.
Well, from the lake to the ocean.
Yes.
But yes.
The ocean and lake. Yes. Yeah.
Like there's a lake around it. So that would be a thing in the capital. It's a safe kind of water. Yeah.
Yeah. The white bit at the top, is that snow or is it just not colored in?
That's snow, I think, maybe. I didn't get as far as I wanted with the map, and I don't know how big this is. I don't know if this is, it goes from, say, the Arctic Circle down to the equator, or if it's, I have no idea.
No.
It depends a little bit on, right, that was the thing we talked about yesterday.
You and I?
You and I,
okay,
yes.
Sure, we talked yesterday.
We did.
Oh.
We talked yesterday about climates.
Yes. And I want there to be a lot of different climates throughout the story or throughout this world, because I think that could add more to, like, doesn't really make sense for all the elementals, but I mean, the fire elementals could live in the desert. The plant ones could live in a jungle, and so on. I know there are plants outside of the jungle. I'm aware, but I think that could be fun and also more challenging for the characters as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go back to the map real quick, say that the bottom of the map reaches our equator in our world, then the islands on which the shapeshifter MC has grown up is a pretty middle kind of temperature. I mean, slightly warmer than we have. That should be like, I don't know, like Germany.
The Mediterranean, I think. The bottom of the islands would be the Mediterranean.
Sorry, yeah.
And then upwards to what would be like maybe Great Britain or something.
Yeah. And like there's a lot of variation. There's some variation in there as well. But then suddenly you're in the Arctic, or suddenly you're in a desert.
Yeah.
And that could also provide different challenges for my MC and your MC.
Yeah.
If yours grew up in the tundra in the north, or in the jungle, or wherever.
Yeah.
People like it. Yay.
Yeah. And I really like it too. And I had a suggestion because
cake. Sorry.
Because cake, yes. No, because I also really like using different climates. That would make this place a very, very, very big country if we do it naturally. My suggestion was that maybe the elementals create different climates where, like, even if the plant elementals live in a place where the forest should be pine trees and that kind of thing, they somehow create an environment that is more like rainforest because that's what they want, or that's what they are, or that's what I
have a follow-up question which would complicate the environment of the place. But we talked yesterday about the virtues and how you can learn different things from fire. If you weren't here yesterday, each elemental challenge you will learn something from it, and you can learn from fire. You could learn either like bravery or resourcefulness or danger or something. You can learn different things from the same thing. I'm just wondering, do the elementals, even if they keep the same geographical territory, do they change the? It's not called tropical. The weather, the climate in said thing. Like this year or this month or right now for this challenge, I, as a plant elemental, I've decided that we're now in a rainforest. Tomorrow, next year, next month, whatever, it is suddenly, like you said, like pine tree forest. Even though it's the same geographical location, that is still a change of climate within it as well, which means that, I'm headed to the plant elementals, which are northeast. I'm expecting tropical. Why is there snow on the ground? This is a Scandinavian winter. I'm gonna go close because I'm gonna go close that door.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You want to open in the TV room or something instead?
Yeah. You can keep talking. I just don't want to be blinded.
That's okay.
Hello.
People are liking the idea the elemental exists in different climates and that they can the elementals can affect the world. So you're getting close to where the trial will be when you step into a microclimate, as particular to that kind of elementals. And as a follow-up to your follow-up,
yes,
I'm thinking that probably things can't, or I'm trying to apply logic to this very illogical thing. I'm very sorry. But I'm thinking that maybe the climates can change, but maybe not quite as quickly as like a month from rainforest to pine trees. But I was thinking, because when you were talking about that and like the fire elementals would be in the desert, I was thinking that yes, that makes sense, but also it doesn't.
No.
Because what would they live off of?
Sand.
Because fire lives off of, wood, things that can burn.
Uh-huh.
And so what I'm thinking is that the fire elemental's place goes between being like a lush forest, and then that all burns down, which feeds the elementals, and then maybe that turns into a desert for 50 years, and then things start to bloom, and it turns into a forest again, and then that burns, and like there's a cycle like that.
Uh-huh. I have a follow-up.
To your follow-up, yes.
What if it's cyclical? I haven't thought this all the way through, and I get that some things can't logically move. I mean, if there are going to be mines, certain things need to exist. But I was like, what if there be the plants which can burn? Next to them is fire. Somehow in a wheel, whatever. Next to them is fire. Next to that is, I don't know what else we have. Rock. I don't know. And then it like. Now I'm thinking like the second Hunger Games, where like it's a clock and it ticks, and so for a year or a decade or whatever, this slice of the world, this part of it, is plants, and then fire takes that over, and so the forest plants shifts over, and now they shift over from. Again, this makes no logical sense, but from. We were tropical to, we now tick to the left. This might look like the right for you. I'm sorry. Tick to the left, and that is where the desert is. And so now we grow cacti, and then we tick from that over into pine trees when the fire follows us over there. And then, not just fire and plants, but.
Well, that's let's
do a follow-up, my follow-up.
First, imagine doing the fire trial and the previous contestant came to a desert, but when you arrive, it's a volcano.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
And maybe the plant and fire elementals is chasing each other in a circle. Yeah.
AB, we're been on my life. Yes.
Next to fire, earth, because after it burns, left is rock and soil. Yeah.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I'm thinking like maybe the like, because you said like ticking over.
Yeah.
But it could be that. Here is the plant elementals area where they grow things and blah, blah, and in the border between them, which keeps moving, there's a forest fire, and that's the fire elementals moving in, consuming the plants, and then the earth, like having it go, maybe not all of them, because again the water ones won't. They are in the ocean. That's just where they are.
They're happy over there.
Yeah, and potentially the metal ones have to. I mean, they stick around in the mines because that's where the metal is.
But Evie commented on that.
Okay.
Next to fire, earth, because after it burns, all that's left is rock and soil, or metal, because the rocks melt into metal.
Yeah. But that's not scientifically correct.
No, but we could make science.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But we.
I'm sorry. Oh.
Alternative science.
Bad taste, Emma. Okay.
Yeah, but again, we can't do it with all of the elementals because water elementals are in, the water, the ocean. They won't move. Air elementals are probably everywhere. No, but like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could do what you said and have something. You said there's for the fire, there's like a forest, and then it burns down, and then it grows back up, and then it burns down.
Yeah, and like it slowly moves.
With itself, it's cyclical.
Yeah. But yeah, that could be a thing.
But I do also like that the forest challenges isn't always, the woods are on fire, I'm gonna do something in the fiery woods. It could also be a volcano, or it could be lava, which I guess is connected to volcanoes somehow, or
Yeah.
But that we can figure out. Probably.
Yes. Cool. Let's. I'm gonna.
Did we jump a bit?
We jumped a little bit. I'm gonna go down here, and I'm gonna say.
We can't see it, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
You're not sharing. I can see it. Meaner.
Everyone can see it. Some of the elemental territories move. Plants grow forests, then fire consumes forest, turning it into fire territory. Ground, earth. Yeah, that's basically the idea we have. Some of the elemental territories move. Plants grow forests, then fire consume forests, turning it into fire territory, then earth follows because that's all that's left, and so on.
That is one of the ideas, yes.
Yeah. What was the other idea?
I thought that yours, where plants grow, fire eat, plants grow, fire eats, was just fire.
I mean, not necessarily.
Well,
because, I mean, that could be all three of them. Plants grow forests in the earth. Fire consumes the forest.
It's like rock, paper, scissors, but with
Yeah.
fire, earth, and plants.
Yeah, that's probably a game they play.
Write it down. Put it in the notes. Put it in the notes. Oh, you do that. Moon is asking if the MCs know about this cycle. Maybe the one raised on the mainland does, and the one from the Shapeshifter Islands doesn't. Yeah. Oh. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm also just wondering if we do it so that some of them alternate. We are thinking that they're like backing up. Are we thinking
Probably.
that
I love you.
are we thinking that the elemental territories are the land, period? Like what you showed us on the map, the capital is in someone's territory, or are they separated? Is it like, okay, the humans live here and the shapeshifters live out here, and then north of this mountain range or whatever, that is where all the elementals are? Because otherwise, if humans live in the elemental territories and the territories keep shifting, how fun to be born in the fire territory and then suddenly it all burns down and then, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they're somewhat separate.
The humans and the elementals.
Yeah. I'm gonna
more of a quest that way.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, I went around the corner and now I'm gonna battle a fire elemental.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, trying to show the map a little bit better now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that. Oh, interesting.
Sure.
Humans live here. Maybe they live in maybe they live a little bit everywhere, probably.
Typical humans.
Yeah. But say this area, instead of a forest, as I have said it is now, this is where the fire, earth, and plant elementals are doing their cycle. Humans don't live there because they don't want to live in that inferno. Whereas, say that there are rock elementals, or metal elementals, sorry. Metal elementals, they live up here where I've put the dragon because I like dragons. And humans might also live around here. Because the metal elementals aren't quite as destructive. And air elementals maybe live everywhere, but especially around these mountains. Humans still live around these mountains, but not. Yeah.
They don't try to pass through the inferno, as
No.
you so pleasantly call it.
Yes.
Yeah. My follow-up question to that, though, is we've said that there is no.
Sorry. One of those little things I so often forget to be grateful for. I mean, yeah.
I mean, that just reminds me of the thing. There was like a Twitter thread or something years ago of like, what was something when you grew up you thought would be a bigger problem in adulthood? And everyone kept saying quicksand.
Yeah.
No? Either way, we have so there's no predetermined order in which you do the challenges. But I'm just thinking, if you are a royal growing up in the capital, which I assume most royals are around there, and then they're going to start off with the metal one. Unless they go by the water, they kind of had to pass through the inferno to get there. And so why not try to take off the fire, earth, and whatever the third one was?
Plants.
I
mean, maybe they could still go over water just around the close to the coast.
Yeah.
If the thing is that, like, say, now I have no idea, but say you can go 2 kilometers away from the coast, that's still safe. Then they're gonna have boats that can handle going along the coast.
Yeah.
And then they can just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I'm not completely sold on it.
No?
But
Which part are you not?
It.
Okay.
No, it's the territory. I mean, because when I started thinking, when you were like, oh, humans live here, and then this is an inferno.
Oh.
I started wondering, with this map at least, if the mountain I'm pointing to right now, that one,
the
no,
dragon one,
no.
or the big one?
Yes.
Yeah.
If humans live south of there, north of that is elemental territory, and then the islands are luckily free for shapeshifters to use. And so that all humans live below that mountain ridge, and up there, apart from water, is elemental territory.
Maybe, but it feels a little bit like a waste of space. I mean, we could also change the map a little bit. I'm gonna go to the edit map. There we go. For the record, I don't really know Incarnate. I'm just making this up as I go along.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing here.
Yes. No, but say that we change the map so that there is something here.
Sorry, I just keep reading Moon's comment. Not living in an inferno.
Yeah.
I want that on a shirt, Moon. If you ever do make merch, please.
Say it looks like this instead. You can go here.
To the mountain.
And there's still... I would probably like to at least mostly remove that.
Yeah.
That looked a bit weird. But, like, this way you can still use this area. Because I feel like it's a little bit weird if, like, the elementals have more than half the world.
True, and are still not trying to rule.
Potentially. We don't know what they're like, but, like...
Yeah. I mean, they're descendants of God, assuming, according to the lore.
Yeah.
Least. Yeah. Maybe. Could it...
Should we read the comments and then you can see if you can formulate your protest? Or do you want to formulate your protest now?
I'm not sure it was a protest. It was a question.
Okay.
But sure. Evie is saying, although there could be a tiny nomadic tribe living on the border of plant elemental territory, keeping away from the elementals but migrating with the plant territory.
Yeah.
As much plant equals much food. True?
Yes.
And then I'm sorry, Moon and Evie, that you were terrified of quicksand, both of you. Also on the what appears to be east side of the landmass is kind of a bay or inlet or something.
Yeah. If I remove the land I just created. This.
Yeah.
They should be able to safely cross here.
Yeah. Where are the electric... I can't read. Where are the electric elementals near metal? We haven't decided that. That was what my protest was gonna be.
Sorry.
Is there a way for us to, like, I don't know, if you want to like print screen this, or you may draw back the land that you removed, like print screen and then put it into paint and then like color code the different elemental areas to get a, or if you could do it here somehow to get a view of that. Either what Matilda said, or it could be another country north of Inferno Valley. I like how that's just what it's called in the common tongue.
Yeah.
Or we change the map. Maybe the elementals are very, very clannish and don't try to rule because they don't work with other types of elementals. Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that.
Maybe the elementals are very clannish and don't try to rule because they don't work with other types of elementals.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, but then it seems like some sort of treaty has been struck between plant, fire, and earth. Inferno Valley. Because they take turns.
I mean, that's just natural, a natural thing.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Ow. Did you hear that?
I did.
That was my neck.
Okay. Okay. I have now saved a copy, so I will. Let's see. We will do.
They're not very distinct colors. I want like red and orange and.
Okay, I will do differently then. Export as image.
I'm sorry. I'm just for clarity's sake.
Yeah, that's okay. Cool. Thank you.
Waiting dance. Waiting dance.
That, and then I will.
You may stop sharing for a while if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to because
No.
Keep talking. I will.
Amy's saying, I don't think the elementals have any desire to rule. I imagine them to be more foreign. Like they have no concept of ruling and having firm borders.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, they do support the fact that they are human or potentially also shapeshift rulers. Otherwise, they wouldn't be making these challenges, I imagine.
I mean, maybe I've been thinking that it's not the elementals that make the challenges.
That's the gods?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Bye, Amy. Thank you
Bye,
for joining
Amy.
us and thank you for your inputs.
Yes.
I want to go reheat my heater pad, but I can talk until you're done with transferring the map.
I'm done with that now. You may leave.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So thank you.
Yes.
Good talk.
Yes. Let's see if I can. There we go. And I'm just gonna share what I just did. This is the same map in Photoshop, where I can add in colors and stuff. So, yes, we are wanting to define where the different elementals live.
Yes.
And I will find a tool.
I don't know if it's too early to do that, but I figured that might help.
That's a good question, actually. I'm just gonna go real quick and.
I like how we're an hour in and we're not quite following the list.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the list again. We had monitor system. What happens when the air manages the trials? Should I just actually write this down? Like
which elemental lives where?
Yeah. I'm gonna make that separate thing. Which elemental lives where? And then I am going to stop share the screen and reshare. That. There we go.
Yes. So we figured out how long ago they were driven off land and how long the two nations, two types of people have been separated.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Hello, Violet.
Hello, Violet. You are replacing AV. Welcome.
You are your own person.
You are your own person, but AV just left, so. Yeah, I also want to know more about how to do graphic design stuff, because that would help certain things. Anyway, we have figured out that shapeshifters and humans have a very, very bad relationship. It's illegal for humans to hang out with shapeshifters, according to the humans, not according to the shapeshifters. And this has been going on for at least 100 years, probably more.
Yeah.
If we go to the next question then, instead of getting sidetracked.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have never in my life been sidetracked. All the time.
Cool. What is the monetary system like? And again, we just need a basic, which I think we have. Humans use money of some sort.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Probably coins.
Yeah, I mean,
That's common.
Coins are common, exactly.
Yeah.
Easier to produce than paper money too, I imagine, maybe.
Not easier to produce, but easier. Like they have for paper money, you need a central bank and system and all that for someone to guarantee that, yes, this piece of paper is worth this much money.
These piece of papers.
Yes.
Are you eating any of the cake, by the way?
A little bit. The humans use money in the form of coins, some sort of coins. We don't know what they look like or what they. I mean, the easiest thing to do is that they have copper, silver, and gold. But yeah.
No.
What about shapeshifters?
What about pearls?
Yeah, but the question is, shapeshifters within their own community, do they have a monetary system?
I mean, no. For that, I was actually thinking, screw capitalism. No, but I was thinking like, I do you a favor, you do me a favor, or there is like a central. Everyone has the right to food, therefore everyone has food. And if I'm a farmer or a fisherman or however I acquire food, then it's evenly distributed to everyone, or everyone can come to the fisherman's stall and pick up their something.
Yeah.
Because
so it's
capitalism is stupid.
Capitalism is stupid. Shapeshifters have moved past that. And I'm also thinking that I would like for it to be either you work for the good of the community. If someone in the community needs something and you can help them with it, you do, and you expect the same help back.
Exactly,
and all that.
when you need it. If and when you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Me too, Moon. Me
yeah.
too. Not having to deal with humans and not having capitalism.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not big on water though, but I could be on one of the islands. That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, it could be so much better if that was how it worked. What you're saying? Ha! Oh, ow! I got too warm. Yeah. And I mean, since our this MC, the shapeshifter MC,
Yeah.
she works as an inventor and as an art person.
Yeah.
We already established yesterday that you get to work with what you're good at or what you like, preferably both.
Yeah.
Preferably not like, oh, I like, fixing nets and you suck at it. But, so then why not also have it be like, oh, but I enjoy fishing. I will fish for the community.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking that, yeah. But with humans, they trade pearls or things like that. I'm thinking that there are some things that they either want or need.
That only humans create or produce or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know how much metal, for example, the shapeshifters have, because according to this map, they don't have, mountains and things.
No.
And metal doesn't have to exist in mountains, but it usually do. So maybe when they need metal for something, they need to trade with humans.
Yeah.
And then they need something that humans consider valuable.
Yeah. But that could be pearls or rare fish or something like that. Something water-based or water environmentally makes sense.
Yeah. I also really like this. Humans mostly think of them as thieves because they would have assumed historically that it was okay to just take what they needed.
I like that movie.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense for why they're being called pirates too.
Yeah.
Write that down, Marcus.
Yes.
Yeah, because the thing, I don't know if you were here for that yesterday, Moon, but we said that the shapeshifter MC, when she gets sent off on her quest, we were thinking that she gets a little pouch of pearls from her mom, her parents, someone, to use to pay for things in the human world. But the MC doesn't know the value of this and gets robbed, figuratively, quite easily. Because at that point, I mean, she can't haul with her, these obscure fishes and this dolphin, whatever it is that shapeshifters usually trade with humans with. And instead needs something that is more like a currency. I'm thinking pearls aren't common human possessions. I really like that.
Yeah.
This is turning out pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm saying. We're doing things.
Yeah. Produve. So shapeshifters are called pirates by humans because they've historically just taken what they needed and not understood the concept of trading. Because the shapeshifters have assumed that we take this, if you need something from us, we will give it to you. But
Yeah.
And nowadays, the shapeshifters understand that they need to give things to humans that humans think is valuable, pearls, etc. And when they need things that only humans have / produce, for example, metal, they trade with a few coastal communities that are willing to do so.
Yeah. One question that I had now. This makes it seem like the shapeshifters are very like, we will only take what we need, not disturb the environment or the world order or whatever, more than that, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, we had the MC, who was a collector and inventor and creator of stuff.
Yeah.
Does that still work together?
I think that still works together.
Because I think to think on that before we.
Because I also think that shapeshifters are generally, environmentally conscious. Because, if nothing else, because they have such a close relationship to the water elementals.
Yeah.
But when your MC invents things, it's like, oh, but I want to invent something that does this.
That helps with the harvest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that in a way that is environmentally friendly, but that helps us in some way, but doesn't hurt the environment. So she's not gonna come up with like plastic, for example, or like a harvesting or agricultural thing that ruins the land for 5 years.
Or that runs on oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Then we have the basis of a monetary system. Moving on then to what happens when the air, I cannot pronounce that word. When the heir manages the trials. Do they inherit the throne immediately and the current ruler has to step down, or do they inherit once the ruler dies?
Points to you, Moon. I was thinking the same thing.
Collects and repurposes junk, maybe things that wash up on the island beaches. It would be. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like the ruler will not just step down.
Yes, but generally speaking, I'm thinking here, like when the heir is the tradition that when the trials have been managed, the quest is done, the ruler steps down, or is it that the ruler teaches this person now to rule and
Yeah, because we said that the virtues you have to gain. It's 7, right?
Yeah.
You have to gain 7 virtues to be the next ruler.
Mm-hmm.
And those 7 virtues are 7 virtues you need to rule. But you don't have the experience, you don't have the knowledge. However, all actually previous heirs that have succeeded in the trial have already grown up in the royal family at court, so they might already know strategy and tactical things.
Yeah, I mean, they know.
I know ruling.
That implies that they're at war, which we don't know. But they will know that these are the laws and this is how things traditionally work and all of that. Like, this is how you're a good ruler, assuming that the ruler has been good and like, hey, you are the heir, or you 5 people are the potential heirs.
Yeah,
I'm gonna teach you how to live.
I don't know, because I'm also wondering if the ruling family in this country has been ruling for the past 500 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable and my back is sweaty.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Do you want to go get changed?
Nah, it's okay.
Okay. If the ruling family of this country has been ruling for, say, 500 years, each generation is 30 years. This comes out to a number of generations.
Yes.
Math. And the quest has always been a thing.
Yeah.
A, everyone used to have a shit ton of kids. B, math. Say that most people have kids when they're 30 in this world, just to make it easy. They start having kids at 30. And I'm just thinking, like, there could be years where the ruler is like 40. And the next heir has already succeeded the quest and won. Succeeded. And there could be times when the ruler is 90 when there is a new heir. Does that matter?
I don't know.
A third possibility would be that the one who passes the trials has the opportunity to challenge the ruler.
Yeah, I read that too. I was waiting for you to finish before...
Finish the mess of...
Yeah? So they could immediately inherit, have the opportunity to challenge, or inherit once the ruler dies. That's true.
So it's up to the ruler if they steps down, and then if they don't step down, the heir can challenge them. And if the heir fails, they have to wait it out. And if they win, the ruler is forcefully removed. Forcibly removed? English.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I like that there are different opportunities, like different... basically, it goes that, okay, I am ruling... I'm just going to do that real quick. I am ruling... next person has just managed their quest. I don't feel like ruling anymore. Maybe I never liked doing it in the first place. Maybe I am 97 years old and
I'm tired.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna step down. This person gets to rule now. If that doesn't happen, this person, the heir that just managed the trials, gets to choose, okay, do I want to wait this out? Or do I want to challenge and say that, hey, I want to rule. I don't think you're doing a good job. Let's have a fight. And whoever wins.
I'm just thinking all the family tension, but
yeah. And I'm also thinking that, like, it's also not the ruler, okay, you managed the quest. Either I step down now, or I rule until I die. It can also be like 5 years later, okay, now I'm ready to step down. And then... Or?
I had an idea. You need to be the next heir. You have to wake up with power and go through all the challenges and learn all the virtues, and 7 for 7. That means you're eligible to rule. What if the ruler either provides an 8th challenge to test you?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that is the challenging the ruler. Like, if you fail that, you have to wait out the ruler to die. Or the ruler gets to you, and then you have to, like, someone else has to do the trials.
Mm-hmm.
Or you take power. You prove to the people, you prove to the elementals, you prove to the royal family, whatever, that you've succeeded with all the challenges and that you are fit to rule. Because then, like, if you gain virtues, but you also gain the powers, right?
Uh-huh.
So, like, I conquered fire, I am brave. Look, I can juggle fireballs. Sure, that's a way to prove that you have firepower, but does it prove that you're fit to rule? Or is there a final challenge or something? You're thinking something. Please take over, because I'm not making sense.
No, I'm just wondering if you're thinking that you have to challenge the ruler, because that would make, not to be like that, but if I was a ruler who wanted to keep, like,
to keep power.
Yeah, I don't know. What I'm thinking is that Air has managed the quest, has proven that they are fit to rule.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to rule now or at any other point when the current ruler doesn't want to step down
Mm-hmm.
and can't be convinced to step down, the Air can challenge them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's challenged to the death.
Mm-hmm. So if the heir wins, they ascend the throne, and if the ruler wins, someone else has to go on the quest.
Yeah. Because that is a dangerous thing to do then. That, okay, like, I
am fit to rule, but I'm not quite there yet. Do I actually challenge it, or do I wait out my turn? No?
Not there yet.
I don't know.
Okay. No, I'm not thinking, like, I have just managed the trials. I want to rule now.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle, mother, grandmother, whatever it is, doesn't want to step down.
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel so strongly enough about it that I want to be the ruler, that I will challenge and potentially kill this person?
Mm-hmm.
And if I challenge, I will either kill this person or they will kill me.
Yeah. We said yesterday, just a thought. We said yesterday that both of the MCs make it quite far in the challenges, but the fact that there are 2 of them, the other one just loses their powers and don't die or something.
We don't know. Is that relevant for right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Because what if it turns out that one of the MCs, say both MCs gain 6 of the powers, powers, and then the 7th one, only one of them gained, and so the other one lost all 6, but is still alive.
But if that one lose, they won't be alive.
Didn't we say that it was different because there were 2 of them?
Did we?
I thought so. Maybe that's why in the past, since the ruler has always sent out an army to kill off the commoner, that's why the royal heir has always died. If 2 of them had done the challenges, they would just have lost their powers.
Why would they lose their powers?
We talked about that yesterday. Anyway, carry on. Moon is saying things. A third possibility would be that the one who passes the trial has the opportunity to challenge the ruler. Yes. So they could immediately inherit, have the opportunity to challenge, or inherit once the ruler dies. This would be complicated, but maybe the ruler's test reveals what virtue they gain from each trial. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uncle, I think. Bless you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You want to answer this?
Did her mom go through all this, or was she skipped over? Yeah, it starts with the oldest one in the generation, and then trickles down. And I think that her mom never went through it. She was too young.
Yeah, because it went once the current ruler managed all of their trials. It went immediately to the next generation.
Yeah.
It doesn't
all the rest were spared.
Yeah. Potentially as a way to like make sure that there is the next generation. But what we decided was that one person in this generation manages. The rest of this generation are no longer eligible to inherit the throne, unless everyone in the next generation and the generation after that dies. But that's a problem in itself. Yeah, so the mother never went through these things.
No.
It's, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, but
what is it we're trying to figure out right now?
What we're trying to figure out right now is what happens when the heir manages the trials.
Right.
When do they inherit? My suggestion my suggestion is...
It's not shared, did you know?
Okay, I am sorry. Thank you. My suggestion is the heir wins the quest, manages the quest, whatever. They can now choose to challenge the ruler or wait them out, either until they die or step down. Well, the heir wins the quest. The ruler can choose to step down or not. The heir can choose to challenge the ruler if they don't step down, or wait them out, either until they die or step down. And then it's just a matter of the heir inherits when the ruler steps down, the ruler dies, the heir challenges them and wins. One of these things has to happen.
Do they challenge them to the death?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think in a way that depends on how long we want the story to be.
Now that is a good question, isn't
it? Sorry, so the uncle either doesn't have kids or they're all younger than the princess. Yeah, this is the uncle's kids didn't pass the trial.
Yeah. They failed.
Yeah. All of the uncles and potentially other cousins of the princess have tried the trial and have all died.
Yeah.
And yes, that might make the uncle extremely hostile to the ones who do pass. As if the ruler didn't already have extreme hostility towards our shapeshifter because not blood related, a shapeshifter.
Mother ran away.
Yeah. These are some fun family dynamics here.
Yeah. But okay, I need to refresh my mind.
Yeah.
The divine plan is that there are going to be two rulers.
Yes.
One from the descendant of this royal family and one a random commoner.
Commoner. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that hasn't happened in the past because the royal family has already killed off the commoner.
Yes.
With this, we're going to have two MCs, one not blood-related shapeshifter MC and one commoner, who both go through challenges, maybe help each other. are they going to co-rule? Because in order for them to co-rule, they both need to succeed with 7 challenges.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if one of them fails one of the challenges, do they die? Or is it just that in the past they've died because then there hasn't been... Because the commoners would have been killed off.
I'm not entirely certain that I understand the question, but...
I can try again.
Okay.
The divine plan is commoner and royal offspring co-ruling side by side. In the past, the ruling family has always killed off the commoner, so that there's only that the commoner hasn't died from natural causes of trying for the throne. They've been killed off. So it's only just been the royal offspring trying to get these 7 virtues. And when they failed, they died. Is it different this time around if the commoner isn't killed off? Because we said that, we started talking about that late when we were about to finish yesterday, that the royal family doesn't catch on for a long time, that the shapeshifter is trying. Because no one else in the royal family that they know of have woken up with powers, right? So they have had no reason to send down an army to kill off a commoner. So this trial, this race, this quest, this time around, is the first time in at least a long time where both the royal offspring and the commoner have been given a fair chance at questing. And is there then something different in the magic of it all, that if one of them fails a challenge, they don't die, they just lose their powers? Because in the past, that hasn't been an option, because the commoner has been killed off and the royal offspring has died because they didn't get the powers.
I don't see why there would be a difference.
Okay. Because I think we were saying yesterday that the commoner really didn't want to rule. Neither one of them does. But the commoner really didn't want to rule, so they're helping the royal offspring with the last challenge or something.
That was when we still thought they were both royal, though.
Okay, maybe that's... Okay, because I was thinking, why help if they know that they themselves are going to die? Yes, that is sort of the point I'm trying to make.
No, but I think what we concluded, or what I was moving towards concluding when we had to leave yesterday, was that they both do these quests because otherwise they're gonna die.
Oh god, ow.
So it's not a case of, hey, I'm gonna help you because I don't want this.
No, because if I don't want this and I don't do it, I will die. Kind of a worse fate than having to rule. So they are both trying to rule?
Yes.
Okay. Co-rule. Okay. Because I think I was too caught up on the fact that one of them was going to help the other and not want to rule themselves, and then lose powers and not die, but still die, but sort of not die.
We stopped a little too abruptly yesterday, but my thinking is that these 2 main characters, your royal main character, my commoner main character, are both doing the trials because they both want to succeed. Maybe not because they both want to rule, but at least they both want to live.
Yes. Okay. Also, this is then if the ruler doesn't want to step down, which doesn't seem likely because this ruler seems pretty power hungry. Not only will they be challenged, most likely they might be challenged by 2 people. Cool.
I'm gonna look at the comments because things have been happening there. You were saying they didn't want to rule, but that could make it an easy, boring ending. Like, okay, we passed, but now we get to wait until you die. So long with the king. But I'm also thinking that even if they maybe don't feel like they are ready to rule now, I'm gonna actually continue reading your comments. But maybe over the course of the story, they realize that just how terrible a ruler the king is, and realize they ethically have to try to depose him for the good of everyone. Yeah. Maybe especially because there's still a bit towards shapeshifters.
Sorry, things were falling.
Okay.
I was excited about the idea too, but things were also falling.
Could it be that the repercussion to the royal family for killing the commoner is that their contender would also die? That's I'm gonna get back to that.
Cool.
They're supposed to co-rule, right? Yeah, that is the intention, at least.
Wish, yeah.
Yeah, it's us. We are the gods.
Are we?
We're creating this world, aren't we?
Well, I'm sorry to say that I don't have elemental powers, but
yes, you do. In the story, you do. Like the gods or whatever, trying to deal out even punishments. So if the royal family doesn't cause the death of the commoner, they also don't cause the death of their own contender. Maybe they don't know that things are different now, so they assume they'll die. Some reasoning behind who the commoner is, how and why they get powers. Them ruling together feels kind of non-romantic soulmates. Yeah. Okay. To try to respond to all of this. I will admit that I am a little bit not sure about the whole. Okay, I like that for generations now, the royal family has been killing off the commoner because they want to keep power for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I am not entirely certain why a new commoner hasn't arisen when that commoner has died, or if it's a case that we have actually the royal family has a continuous quest to, because a commoner rises and gets goes on the quest, supposed to manage and co-rule beside the current or the future ruler. They get killed. New commoner rises. They get killed. So it's a continuous thing.
Yeah.
Or they get sabotaged for. Yeah. In some way, I don't know if it has to be that a commoner, every time a commoner dies, a new one rises up.
I mean, I've kind of been thinking that it happens whenever a new royal is sent out on the quest. A commoner wakes up with powers.
But the problem with that is that when the royal dies, a new royal rises up. Why wouldn't a new commoner rise up when the commoner dies?
Because that makes it seem like the royals do have the right.
Yeah, that make it seem that the royals are more important, and that was the point we were trying to get away from.
We're also trying to get away from capitalism. And
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely certain if it's actually the case that for generations now, every 6 months or so, a new commoner has woken up with a power and set up on a quest. And in that case, I'm wondering why the common people don't know about this if it's been going on for that long.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, yes.
Now I'm imagining the evil, grizzled old veteran character who spent their whole life exterminating commoners that could possibly ascend to the throne. Yeah, I mean, that would have to be the case. There would have to be a person or like a small order of assassins whose sole purpose is to kill these people off. Potentially not killing them, but capturing them and keeping them until they die naturally, because otherwise you kill one, someone else pops up. But still, that is then a thing that's happened for generations, which is horrible.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it past this ruling family.
No.
So in addition to the trials they're trying to complete, they're being pursued by this scary person who's trying to kill the commoner. Yeah. That is a thing I'm thinking.
And how do we solve this then?
I don't know. Is my solution bad?
What was your solution?
My solution is that there has, every 6 months or so, a commoner has woken up with a power and immediately been hunted down and captured, preferably captured, if necessary, killed, in order to keep them down.
But if they're captured, there never needs to be a new Oh, because when they die after 6 months.
Yeah, they still die after 6 months.
Well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
I would not trust the ruler of this country with like anything.
No, me neither, but
I don't know. That seems bad.
that does seem bad, but is that necessarily a bad thing? For the sake of the story, is it necessarily a bad thing?
Well, I mean, that entirely depends on how large the population of the country is. If the country is 10,000 people or 4,000 million people, you're going to notice people go missing every 6 months.
I mean, yeah, but then we can just make the country a huge one.
Yay. I don't know.
No?
I don't know. I don't know.
What if the ruler and the co-ruler have to be exactly the same age? They have to have been born the same day.
Mm-hmm.
That means that whenever we run out of people who were born exactly on that day,
this heir has no competitor.
yeah.
Yeah.
That way they would at least run out of people and not have to continuously do this.
But what was that statistic? If you have a room with 23 people, it's 50% chance that someone has the same birthday.
Yeah, but that's the same birthday, not the same birth date.
Okay. Yeah, true. Yes, sorry. That took a second. Yes. Okay. So it's kind of rare for there to be a commoner with power. Powers.
I mean, I mean, eventually they run out of people who were born on that day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not super common.
It's about as common as it is for two people to be born on the same day.
Okay. So, again, that means that not every... What do you mean runs out of? That's my question.
Well,
if no, just okay.
Okay.
If I am a royal person who wakes up with powers and I was born June 1st, here is a commoner who was also born June 1st. They also woke up with powers today.
Mm-hmm.
I failed. They keep going. Is there another royal born the same day? Then they start. Or...
I mean, I guess that would depend on who dies first.
I feel it's getting complicated.
I mean, this is gonna be complicated. I don't think we can make this simple. The simplest thing we can do would be if for every, and that goes into Violet's question, is the reasoning behind who the commoner is, a non-romantic soulmate. Maybe it's a balance in virtues. Each particular heir needs in a co-ruler. They have the virtues inherently, and the trials reveal them rather than granting them. Yeah, virtue soulmates. Yeah, in that case, they would have tried to capture or eliminate everyone. Yeah, true.
That worked better because then they don't know about this this shapeshifter off in the shapeshifter world. They don't know about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or don't worry about them being blood related.
Okay, yeah, because then...
Thank you, Moon.
Yeah?
Thank you. Now I feel better about this. I was like, this is way too complicated and too many people dying.
I mean, there's still going to be a lot of people dying.
No, it's fine.
I mean, it could be a thing that, like, it's... they would then probably have made it some sort of, like, religious thing that being born on the same date as a royal person is bad luck. It means that this child is going to be evil, or it means that they are going to be very sick, and like to give a reason for why no, it's illegal to have a child born on the same day. And then they have like they hope that, and some people probably do give up the child because they know that, oh no, I gave birth on the same day as the royal person.
Yeah.
My child is going to be evil. They're a spawn of the devil. I'm going to kill it, or I'm going to give it up, and it's then going to be killed. And that is how they make sure that there is no commoner.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Related to what Violet said.
The latest one, or?
The latest one, yeah. Normally, would they kill the commoners as babies, baby murder?
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
This is how the royal family gets staff. They collect all these babies from around the kingdom, and they hope that they won't have powers. If they develop powers, you're gone. We don't need you. But if they don't have powers, free workforce. Great.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Because then they have them, they don't kill off babies. They simply, there needs to be like, we adopt them, we raise them, whatever. There needs to be a
yeah, they still need to have a real reason.
That they tell the parents and tell the people.
Yeah.
Yes. But they also raise these children where they can see them. And I'm hoping it's not like 100 kids born on the 1st of June. Because that's a lot of kids to, take in at once. But they also raise them. They're raised by nannies or something in the royal at court. And then they can work for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. It's less evil than the other thing. I don't like it. But apart from that.
And hopefully, we haven't, I don't know if we figured it out, but like, even if this royal offspring born on June 1st, and then we have 5 kids in captivity, or, 5 common kids that are also born June 1st, hopefully not all 5 of them will get powers, Because the royal kid born on June 1st gets powers, and then this kid gets powers, and then they do the quest.
So then there's only one person.
No, but not all 5 at once, at least.
No, not at once. But like then they would have to kill every one of them. Because the moment they kill one of them, the other one is gonna step up and
True.
Get powers.
But also the moment that the royal child, the royal heir, fails, the rest won't develop powers.
No, but that's if the royal child fails. I don't think they're going to wait that long.
No, maybe not. But free workforce.
Yeah.
Could work. But then they might not have any in their staff who are older than like 20.
Probably going to have some.
Yeah. Plus all the younger, all the age twins to younger royal children. They can carry on as staff. Transgender Moon, yes, I am aware of the evil baby orphanage. I don't think Marcus is.
I am not, but it. Why not?
Yeah. So they are potentially magical and could challenge the ruler baby orphanage.
Yeah.
Sure.
And if they do get power, they could have them brainwashed to use their powers in the way. Yeah.
I feel like we just solved something by it being the same birth date, birth year.
Yeah. So let's see then. I'm just gonna put that here.
Me again cannot see it.
Well, I'm still gonna put it here.
Okay.
So the heir and the commoner are born on the same day. The royal family has been gathering babies born on the same day as their own kids, raising them and brainwashing them to be servants, or potentially more like slaves, because they're probably not paid or anything and can't leave and all of that stuff.
But they also probably don't know that they are. It's probably like, oh, we took you in and now you work for us and look at how nice we are to you. Not, oh yeah, you share a birthday? No reason you're here. That's fine. They probably don't tell the kid that.
Tell the kid what?
That they share a birthday.
Or maybe they do, because it has to be common knowledge in the world that they bring all of these babies, and there has to be, again, like we said, a reason. And potentially that reason still is that, hey, this child is vulnerable or might be evil. We are the only ones who have the capacity to raise this child to not be evil.
I had a thought. No, it could be. I know you're going with evil, but it could also be that it's a blessing to be born on the same day as the potentially God anointed heir.
Yeah.
And so it's a blessing to be brought to court, and la la la. It's a good thing. They portray it as a good thing to the common people, so that they will willingly give up their children, basically. And then I'm just wondering, like, there is probably speculation out in the world, and I'm sure some group of people will be thinking that, like, yeah, they bring all these children in to have as spares. If the royal child dies, well, you looked enough alike.
But then, no, that doesn't work with the blood.
Fine.
Blood is important thing.
Fine.
What I'm thinking I'm thinking that in order to be able to brainwash people, to me, I don't know if this makes sense to other people, but to me, it makes more sense for it to be like, you are potentially evil. We will teach you to not be evil. If you don't listen to us, you will be evil. Then, hey, you are very special. You still have to listen to us and do everything that we do, but you are very special, and this is a good thing, a blessing, and like, they won't.
I'm just thinking they might say different things to the parents of the commoners and to the commoners themselves.
But how do they manage to keep those two separate? It would be easier, I feel, to have the same cover story.
Yeah, okay.
In all directions.
Yeah, maybe.
We don't have to. I feel like we'd quite agree on this.
Well, I don't know. I throw it in the comments.
Okay, should we go there then?
Sure. Let's go there.
You read things, I'm eating hate.
Okay, I'm gonna scroll up a bit.
Here?
No, slightly higher up. If they do get powers, they can brainwash to use their powers. We said that one.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get to go on the trials, they won't be able to pass them. Yeah. But then they will still die after 6 months. But then, oh no, casualty happens.
Yeah.
So maybe in addition to the guy who collects/kills potential commoner challenges, they're also pursued by brainwashed commoner kids who share birthdays with the other royal kids.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm thinking that some of the people who pursue them in order to try to stop the commoner are, I don't know.
I mean, at this point, if we're going with this, I'm just thinking that, like, oh, hear ye, a royal child was born on the 1st of June. We will come around and collect your kids born on the 1st of June. There is no one going around trying to kill them. They're just collected. And they don't have to be brainwashed until they're at court.
Yeah, but I think this is they in this case are our main characters. They are being pursued.
Sure. But they're only sent out 2 at a time. There's only a royal child and a commoner child at once. I'm getting further confused by this.
Okay, let's ignore this for now.
They have a free/rescue/deprogram them. Yeah. So birth and children should be an important part of the culture. Birth records and rituals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, I think the important thing for this story right now is that the shapeshifter, no one thought the shapeshifter would ever be in line to the throne, so no one's bothered with her, and therefore no one's bothered with her birth date and hunting down commoners, right?
Yes. I still think it's a little bit important to know how they maybe not right now, but eventually it's gonna be important to be aware of how they gather the children and how.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It's the kind of thing that maybe won't make it into the story, but I would really like to know it.
Yeah.
Because it's an important part of the world building.
Yeah, but maybe not this very second.
No. But can we can we agree on what I've written so far, that the royal family has been gathering babies born on the same day?
Babies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the same day as their own kids, raising them and brainwashing them to be servants/slaves.
Yes.
Cool. And I agree with what Violet was saying here, that nothing brainwashes like religions.
Yeah. Maybe also add in the line of like the no one thought that the shapeshifter would ever be in line to the throne, and therefore there are commoners in the world who are not in the.
I know. No one thought of the shapeshifter in these terms, so her things are still out in the world.
Yeah. Violet said that maybe the mom lied about her birthday, and that's the secret.
Could be.
Because the mom held out hope that she would actually be in line for the throne, and thought it could be dangerous.
But then the mother would have had an idea that she might be in line for the throne.
Yeah.
Earlier we said that the mother didn't know, and that's why she didn't tell her.
Yeah.
It's also entirely possible, I'm thinking, that the rulers don't know that she has even adopted a child.
Could also be, yeah. I mean, I don't think like, oh, I'm gonna send a letter home.
No.
To the people who disowned me and dethroned me, so on.
Yes.
Disown me.
And yes, I meant that the captured potential challengers could also be pursuing the MCs, and the MCs could feel awful about fighting or killing them because they're just brainwashed. And maybe the MCs can rescue at least some of them. I mean, that's a good subplot. Or good potential for a subplot, at least.
But then there has to be more than just the two of them.
Why?
Huh?
Are we getting a bit tired for this?
Yes, but I'm also just like, if the royal family didn't think the shapeshifter MC would exist or wouldn't ever get the throne or whatever, the likelihood of there only being one commoner born on the same day is slim to none. But your commoner is the one who woke up with powers. There should be no potential challengers who are then brainwashed.
No, not their challenges. I think that this would be other, like, potential challengers for other royals.
Would they still be alive and doing things?
The younger ones, yes.
But why are they then pursuing the MCs?
To capture them. That's just their job. Let's put this as a note, and then we'll see what we can do later. I brainwashed challengers. Brainwashed, yes.
I meant they had already taken babies born on the same day as younger royal family members. Yes. And their job, instead of being a servant, is going out and hunting down the MCs. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Cool. Maybe.
Okay, but we're moving on from this, and now the question is: do you feel like continuing, or should we cap it here? And
I think maybe we should cap it.
Yeah.
We've been going for 2 hours after all.
Yeah.
So we got through like half the list. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 9. So
yeah. And 3 of those things were added. So
yeah. We made it through more than half. Yay!
Yes. I'm a little sad we didn't get to how shapeshifting works, but we'll do that later.
Yeah.
But okay, then what have we done today? We
This.
have figured out how long ago the shapeshifters got driven off land, and we've figured out a little bit about what the relationship between shapeshifters and humans are.
Mm-hmm.
We've figured out their monetary systems. Basics for it. We have not quite figured out what happens when the heir wins.
Wins the quest or wins the throne?
Wins the quest. If the ruler can choose to step down, if they can challenge, or all of that.
Yeah.
We have a suggestion here, but we haven't decided.
Okay.
We have figured out that the heir and the commoner has to be born on the same day. I actually have a slight problem with that, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, we've done stuff. We've come up with a game for them too, which I think is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think this is a good place to cap it. I wish we would have gotten further.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix that typo. I wish we'd gotten further, but we've both been going for 2 hours, and my brain is just a little bit mush. I don't know if you can notice. If you can notice, if you can tell, if you've noticed, whatever.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for your help.
Yeah.
And of course, Moon, we are considering you guys as beta readers.
Of course.
When the time comes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone who has been helping us with this have the first opportunity of being beta readers when the time comes.
Yes. Yeah, and thank you for helping us. And I'm sorry that my brain does not compute all the time. That's just how it works.
That's how most brains works.
Most brains works.
Yes.
So many S's.
I like S's.
Works. Yeah. Snake.
I'm a snack. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. And do we have any last words that we feel are important to get in before we
sign off? Not really. We'll be back in a week.
Yeah.
Or next Saturday, to be fair, on my channel. I am also going to forewarn you that I work next weekend. So before both the Saturday stream and the Sunday stream, I will have been working.
Yeah.
If you think this brain is mush, you just wait for next weekend. Yeah.
Yes. So we will be on Matilda's channel on Thursday for our regular writing stream, and then on Saturday for more planning for this project, and again Sunday on my channel for more world building.
Yes.
And there are a bunch of links down below to other places, streams, and stuff. And yeah, thank you all. And we will go now.